Good afternoon, students. This is a class of political science, class 12. The preamble, it is an introduction to Constitution of India. So it is a chapter 9. So what is preamble? Preamble is an introduction to Constitution of India. Same like any kind of book, it has a preface in its first, second, or third page. That preface gives us an idea of what is there inside the book, what does it contains. So it gives us a short introduction of the content, the main body of the book. Same way, the Constitution is also a well-drafted document. So it has to be an introduction. There has to be an introduction. So the preamble is what gives us as an introduction to the Constitution of India. There are some eminent personalities like Pandit Thakur Das Bhargava, who was a member of Indian National Congress. He was a politician, a member of parliament, Pandit Thakur Das Bhargava from Haryana. So he is also a member of the Constituent Assembly. This Constituent Assembly is the same body which was responsible for the making and drafting of the Constitution of India. So he said soul of the Constitution and is a proper yardstick to measure the worth of the Constitution of India. So he said that it is a yardstick. That means it gives us an immense idea of what contains or what does the Constitution of India contain. Of course, it does not give an whole details of the Constitution of India, but it gives us a basic structure or basic feature of the Constitution of India. It contains aim, objectives, goals, and visions. It is also a political horoscope said by an eminent personality like K.M. Munshi. He was a lawyer. K.M. Munshi was a lawyer, activist of Indian independence movement. He was from Gujarat. He was a politician as well as a writer. So political horoscope, that means we should know how India is to be run, how the features of Indian should be. So the preamble clearly tells us how the country is going to be run, the aim, objectives, goals, and vision. So the preamble, let me read a few lines for you. Preamble, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure all its citizens into justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and opportunity to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. So, here it says, we the people of India. We means the people of India. That means it gives us an idea of the source of the authority or the source of power is the people of India. It is we, it is us, the citizen. The citizen of India is the sole authority or the sole power holders, stakeholders of the India as a whole. So we has admitted or we has submitted ourselves to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So these are the features or the nature of the India as a state. So before going into justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, let us first discuss the nature or the features of the state, that is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. So nature of state, India is a sovereign state. That means India is a supreme power. India is free both internally as well as externally, and it has its own foreign policy. That means India is not anymore under the foreign dominance. India was under the British rule for nearly 200 years. And finally, we has gained independence on 15 August 1947. So India is now a free country. We have our own constitution. So there is no pressure on us from any foreign country. Yes, India is a member of Commonwealth nation by choice. That means India is still a member of Commonwealth nations. Have you heard about Commonwealth Games? Of course, you must have heard. So India also participated in the Commonwealth Games. So last time it was held in the Gold Coast in Australia. So we brought several medals to our country. So India is a member of Commonwealth nation. This Commonwealth nation is headed by the British monarch, that is the British Queen. So the Queen is still head of the British Commonwealth nation. So this Commonwealth nation are those nations which were once upon a time under the British colonial or were ruled by the Britishers. So India is by choice a member of the Commonwealth nation. India can withdraw its membership anytime, anywhere from the Commonwealth nation. So India is not a bound membership of the Commonwealth nation. So in order to protect the interest or in order to promote the interest of the nation in a cooperative way, we still tends to become a member or tends to be a member of Commonwealth nation. So as I said, India is not a bound. It is a voluntary act of our country. Next is India is a socialist state. So this term has been added in 42nd Amendment 1976, which wasn't there when the preamble was initially made. So now it has become a prime feature of the state. It tends to end all forms of exploitation by securing all forms of income, resources and wealth. That means there should not be any form of exploitation. We know that India has suffered a lot of social evils, like the caste system still prevails in our country, and there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. So India tends to abolish all sorts of exploitation that has been occurring in our society to be secured by peaceful democratic means. Unlike the Chinese communist state, the China has gained its independence by following an idea of a communist that has been propagated by Mao Zedong or Maoist ideologies. So we does not require that kind of sudden change, or we does not require that kind of abrupt change in our society. So we are to secure this socialist state by means of peaceful democratic. So we are to hold an election and change the government and also change the mentality of the people in the society so that nobody is exploited. There are several examples that I would like to give you that how the India is trying to secure the socialist type of state. Number one is we have a tax system, income tax system, that is progressive tax system. That means higher the income, higher the tax. Next is we have something known as corporate social responsibility. These are done by big companies, big people who are rich, who are very much rich, well off, earn in huge. So these people they have some kind of responsibility. They are to look after the welfare of the people on behalf of the government as well as on behalf of the humanity. So they are to provide a few free healthcare facilities, free educations, etc. So there is another term mentioned here, egalitarian, that is based on the principle that all people are equal and deserves equal rights. So all the people in our country, we are all same, so we deserve equal and deserve equal rights. So next is India is a secular state. Same like the socialist. This term has also added in 42nd Amendment 1976. This means that India gives no special status to any religion. That means no religion enjoys special favor from the state. There is nothing such known as state religion of India. Positively, it guarantees the equal freedom to all religion. That means India does not promote theocratic politics in any form. Unlike the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So Pakistan is an Islamic country. So there is an influence of religion always in a political setup, where there is nothing such in the Indian democratic setup. So India is not a theocratic state. This theocratic come from the theology or religion. So India is not a theocratic state. India is a Republic of India. So it's not bound or it's not influenced by any kind of religion. So there are many other Islamic countries or a theocratic state. We can see it in the other Islamic countries in the Middle East. We can see once upon a time Myanmar was influenced by the Buddhist ideologies, and a country like Bangladesh, who are not totally but partially, it was also influenced by the religious doctrine. So the next feature is India is a democratic state. So how India is a democratic state? What is democracy? So we know we have universal adult franchise. That means any adult person in India who has attained the age of 18 years and above, they have the right to go and elect their representatives. That means they have the right to participate in the election. So this features of the Indian democratic state allows the citizen to elect their own representatives, their own leaders. The next is right to contest election. So any individuals in our country who has attained certain qualified or eligible age, for example 25. So if any of the individual attain the age of 25, he or she is eligible to contest elections. The next is right to hold public offices. That means any person can become a prime minister or chief minister or a president of our country. There is no restrictions. There are few, but we'll talk about it later. So the citizens of the country are free to hold any public offices. The next is right to form associations. Associations are we have the right, the citizen has the right. We can form a political party, we can form any type of associations, and at the same time we can criticize and oppose the policies of the government. So this is the basic structure of the democratic state. When one can criticize their own government, one can oppose their own government, that is the true nature of the democratic state. Freedom of speech and expressions are guaranteed. Freedom of press is the fourth pillar of the democracy. So if the press is not free, that means the citizens will be a blind individual. That means no news can reach the citizens. But when a press is free, the citizens can know the policies, the laws, the ruling of the government, which enables us to support, favor, oppose the policies of the government. Freedom to assemble peacefully. You must have seen a political rally or any kind of organization rally. These rallies are to be organized peacefully. We should not carry any kind of arms. We should not be harmful or a threat to the society. But we can always oppose the policies of the government by assembling peacefully. So what do we understand here? That means the representatives that we elect, they are to be elected by the people in the election. They are to serve for the people. They are to work for the people. And they enjoy those public offices for a temporary period. It is a fixed period. So that is not permanent. One can always change the government in the due time. So that's what make our country a very special country. So India is In a both letter and spirit, India is a democratic country. The next features or the next nature of the state is India is a republic. India is a republic state. That means India has an elected head of state. Unlike UK or United Kingdom, United Kingdom has a monarch as a head of the state. It is a queen that is the head of the state right now at present. So India does not have such nominated or a monarch system of as a head of state. So India is a republic country in its true sense. United Kingdom cannot say it is a republic of United Kingdom. No, it cannot, because it has unelected a monarchical system as a head of the state. So even the head of the state is elected for temporary. We have a president of India who is elected indirectly by the people of India. So even the president of India, though he enjoys all the offices, all the facilities of the president of India, so he holds the office for a fixed period of time. His office is temporary. So again the election will take place. Again the new president is or will come. So that's why India is a republic country, because India has an elected head of state. So again, India is a voluntary member of Commonwealth nation. So once upon a time, the Prime Minister of Australia once he said, if India is a member of Commonwealth nation, how can India called itself as a republic country? Again, the answer will be same. India is a voluntary member of Commonwealth nations. So India is just trying to promote its national interest in a cooperative way so that it can achieve it. That's why India is a voluntary member of a Commonwealth nation. So India is not a bound membership of Commonwealth nation. And there is no place in the Constitution of India, no place for the British king or queen or the British monarch in the Constitution of India as the head of the state. So we don't have to worry, we don't have to think about it. India is free to become a member of any international body or any international organization. It can always reject, or it can always be a voluntary membership of any kind of international organization or body. So these are the features of our state. So we have done the features of the state, features of our country, that is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. And next is justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. This will be in the next video. So I hope you all are doing fine. See this, watch these videos carefully, relate with your books. I hope you all carried your book at home. So for now, I would like to take the leave. Thank you. Stay safe, maintain social distance.